And we are live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow. It is that time of the day again, and it is that chap again. One man went to mow. The session commences, and your company is required. So, gather, come and join me. Let's spend the next few moments together, reminiscing and reflecting and analyzing all matters Nigeria related. You know why we do it, you know where we do it, and you know when we do it. We're doing it right now, so come join me. Let's do it together. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water. Water. Only water. Where they see ma. Water. 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 Water.
Only water. Where they see ma.
Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́díyà kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rè o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rè o. Chief Latif kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rè o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosonama ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dìlé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe o.
There you are. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe ìgbàlà tí ẹ lè hehehe. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. Before I actually give you the headlines, let me just do a bit of housekeeping. If you're new to the platform, welcome. It's an open microphone session where we interact and discuss all matters Nigeria related. The open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard in the comment section. So if you click on that hyperlink, then you would appear on the screen just as you're seeing me now, and then we'll discuss the topics that are being presented. So that is how it works. It's just a simple, straightforward format, unique and peculiar to this platform. An open microphone format, and the open microphone is the link that says StreamYard. So if you click on it, you come and interact with the session, as I said. So how it usually works is I read out the talking points, and then after reading out the talking points, I come into the back into the room to see if anyone wants to take the talking points on. So after reading the talking points, if I come back into the room and there's no one there to take on the talking points, I just end the session there. But then if there's anyone there to take on the talking points, then the session progresses, it continues. So that is how it works. It's essentially an interactive session. So an interactive session, as guys, I bring you this. Embattled Igboho begs Yoruba Nation agitators not to use his name in protest. So Igboho starting to back down from the Yoruba nation space, or is he? We'll find out soon enough. Buhari was at the fore of onslaught against Igbos during Biafra war, didn't take a day off. Presidential aide boast. Femi Adesina, of course, speaking now, he will do anything to protect that dollar and lick the behind of his paymaster, including going to desecrate the graves of 3 million people. Again, Buhari was at the fore of onslaught against Igbos during the Biafra War, did not take a day off. Presidential aide Femi Adesina speaking boastfully to the space. Nigerian politicians with corruption cases who joined ruling party APC to escape prosecution. So we go through a rogues list with this one, just as seeing the people that have crossed over to APC and are just through that one act have gotten away with countless billions of dollars that they have stolen from the Nigerian state. Uh, how Femi Fani-Kayode sold Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Reno Omokri speaking. So this is Reno Omokri now. In the realms of speculation, of course, because this is political speak, but it is quite interesting that Femi Fani, if you look at the timeline of all of these events, Femi Fani-Kayode went to visit Sunday Igboho. A little while later, not immediately, but a little while later, Sunday Igboho's house gets savaged to the point of the loss of 2 lives. And then a little while after that, Femi Fani-Kayode then goes to collect a bag full of dollars from Mia Malabuni. And a short while later, he announces he has crossed over to the APC. So that timeline, how Fani-Kayode sold Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, Reno Omokri opens up. So there we are. Reno Omokri opens up. Fani-Kayode, a liar for claiming he facilitated my defection to APC. Governor Umahi speaks. So a notorious chancer, Fani-Kayode, and who knows that better than his wife? A thief is never ashamed. Fani-Kayode's ex-wife, Precious, throws heavy shade after he joins APC. So thank you, Precious, but I don't think we needed you really to tell us that Fani-Kayode is a hardened criminal. He had been a hardened criminal all of his entire life. His father was like that too. So we go through that too. But before we get into that, we revisit the Million Man March that is going on in the United States at the moment in New York to keep the Buhari administration continuously agitated. So you know that that match is going on, and you know that it is something that we've discussed countlessly on this platform. So we've gone better. I have actually sent somebody to go and observe that Million Man March and to report back. So our citizen reporter, Ajale Koko, has been to that event and he has filed his report. So in the course of this interaction, I shall be showing you just what Ajale Koko has to say about what went down at the Million Man March. But first, Ajale Koko arrives at the venue just and informs us that is there ready to carry out his assignment. Ajale Koko.
Hello, one man. One man went to move. This is Ajale Koko. I'm in New York City. I'm at LaGuardia International Airport. I'm waiting for a friend to pick me up. Anybody that is familiar with LaGuardia International Airport will know that I'm shooting this video from the airport in New York City. I will take some other videos about the rally, and I will send it to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well over there, and I will get back with you with some other videos when I get to the rally. 1 Million Man March, we are here.
So there you are. That is our reporter at large, Ajale Koko. doing an excellent job observing for us what is going on at the Million Man March at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Embattled Igboho begs Yoruba Nation agitators not to use his name in protest. Incarcerated Yoruba Nation activist Chief Sunday Adeyemo, otherwise known as Sunday Igboho, has warned his supporters not to use his name in any protest for the time being as he continues to battle for his freedom. Igboho is being detained in Benin Republic. Igboho, who is being detained in Benin Republic, also frowned at those trying to whip up sentiments by parading his mother in public, saying he would not take kindly to such individuals. In a statement issued by his lead counsel, Yomi Aliyu, SAN, on Thursday, Igboho said at the moment he has decided to concentrate on ways of getting out of detention and should be allowed to remain focused on that. In the statement, Aliyu also quoted Igboho as declaring that he has no spokesperson, adding that the messages from his media appointees should be ignored. There is time for everything. Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Osha, is desirous of respecting those murdered in his house on that black first day of July 2021. In that wise, he has advised against staging any demonstration or rally in his name for the time being. He will also like people to respect his family by not calling his mother out for anything public. Igboho for now has no authentic mouthpiece anywhere. In that wise, people are advised to take anything said by anybody claiming to be from him with a pinch of salt. So that comment obviously guided and guarded in the direction of Koiki, who has placed himself forward as Igboho's spokesperson. So I take that paragraph again. In that wise, people are advised to take anything said by anybody claiming to be from him with a pinch of salt. The exception is the statement by his lead counsel. Let's respect the dead. On no account should anybody attack any public place or security personnel on the pretense of agitating for Yoruba nation. So Igboho speaks and is saying, look, I've done my bit and I will be back, but let me first keep my head down and focus on my own personal issues. And please do not use my name or call it in vain. And especially, please, don't bring my mother into it. That is poor taste, by the way, poor form by anybody that is doing that. Rolling these guys, the mother, I'm assuming, will be somebody of little literacy, just going by Igboho himself, who is elderly because Igboho himself is orphanage. So they've gone into the interiors to wheel out some elderly woman, making promises that they'll get her son released, and they've paraded her in front of the. I'm just speculating to the space. And then they've paraded her in front of the media just for their own selfish ends. So this is what this guy is warning and alerting to, alerting and warning to. Buhari was at the fore of onslaught against Igbos during Biafra War, didn't take a day off. Boastful Femi Adesina speaks to the space. Femi Adesina, media aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, has revealed that the president often boasted that it never took a day off in the genocidal civil war he fought on the side of Nigerian troops until the government troops massacred over 3 million Igbos. Adesina said, therefore, Buhari is not afraid of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. In a Facebook post on Friday, Adesina explained that during the preparations for Buhari's recent visits to Imo State, he had received messages from supporters who told him to prevail on the president to cancel the trip. The fears expressed by the so-called supporters may not be unconnected to the sit-at-home order issued by IPOB to the people of the Southeast as a sign of protest. Adesina, however, explained that Buhari, who could not be bullied, visited the state to inaugurate some projects executed by Governor Hope Uzodinma and enjoyed wide reception. Underlying the president's fearlessness and genocidal tendency, Adesina further informed Nigerians that until the 30-month war between the federal troops and Biafran soldiers ended, Buhari was restless until some 3 million Igbos, mostly women and children, were massacred in a genocide. A man who repeatedly tells us that for 30 months the Nigerian civil war lasted, he was right there at the front, not even taking one day off. Is that then the person you would scare from visiting any part of the country? He said. Additional wrote on Facebook, many were the prayers and goodwill messages that spurred our feet to Owerri, capital of Imo State, the Eastern Heartland, on September the 9th, 2021. Why were people so effusive in prayers? We were considered as going into unsafe territory where anything could happen, as President Muhammadu Buhari and his team visited Owerri on a one-day walking visit. Rather erroneously, some people pedes uh, Rather erroneously, some people pedestaled the president as not liking the Igbos, who, President Buhari, they don't know the man. Not this man I have worked for closely and observed for over 6 years. He hates no one, and I repeat, nobody. To make matters worse, a shadowy group had claimed that the president was not welcome in any part of the southeast. I got messages filled with trepidation from home and abroad. Please prevail on the president to cancel the trip. He should apologize to Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State and abort the visit. There would be bloodbath. I only laughed it all off. Who would tell a duly and popularly elected president where to go and where not to go in his own country? At the height of the Boko Haram insurgency, he had campaigned in Borno State in 2015 and 2019, respectively. A man who repeatedly tells us that for 30 months the Nigerian civil war lasted, he was right there at the front, not even taking one day off. Is that then the person you will scare from visiting any part of the country? And again, this is a serial Igbo chief, the Ogbuagu one, the lion killer of Aba, the Ochiaha one, leader of all of Igbo land, given to him in Ebonyi in 2017. Also the Nyoma one, the good friend of Ebonyi, the Ekeogu one, the great warrior of Ndigbo, amongst others. Is this then the kind of person you frighten from visiting anywhere, particularly Igbo land? It does not happen. The visit of the president was a roaring success, and like Ohaneze, president said, it drove away the cloudiness of relationships with the Indigbo. The Ogwagu indeed slew the lion of insularity, wrong profiling, scaremongering, bring on other lions. The Civil War occurred between 1967 and 1970 after the Southeast called for secession from Nigeria and the declaration of an independent state of Biafra, which was recognized by some countries. Recently, several groups have emerged calling for the independence of indigenous nations like Biafra and Odua and break away from Nigeria. I beg your pardon. Hello, mommy. Okay. How did it go? Okay. Okay. Mo ń ṣe kí ni ẹ lọ́wọ́? Can I call you back? All right. Well done. All right. Sorry about that. That was my mom. Okay, where was I? The Civil War occurred between 1967 and 1970 after the Southeast called for secession from Nigeria and the declaration of an independent state of Biafra, which was recognized by some countries. Recently, several groups have emerged calling for the independence of indigenous nations like Biafra and Odua and break away from Nigeria. In June, Buhari wrote in a tweet, "Many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language that they understand." The president's tweet riled some people who felt he was insensitive to have made references to killings in the Civil War. His critics subsequently reported the tweet to Twitter, and the microblogging site later deleted the post with a comment, "This tweet violates Twitter rules," and subsequently the microblogging whatever was kicked out of the country. So GBT, we go to next. Nigerian politicians with corruption cases who joined ruling party APC to escape prosecution. Since the coming of President Buhari's administration in 2015, a number of Nigerian politicians and political leaders with corruption cases hanging on their necks have found a haven in the ruling party or Progressive Congress. The defection of such political leaders to the APC has automatically stalled prosecution of their corruption cases, a pattern that negates the self acclaimed anti corruption campaign of the present regime. During the 2015 elections, Adams Oshiomhole, a former national chairman of the APC, had announced that those who joined the ruling party would have their sins forgiven. He encouraged more politicians in the opposition parties to toe the path of some members of the People's Democratic Party who had defected to APC at the time. I am told there are a lot of very senior people from PDP who have decided to join forces with the president to take the broom to sweep away PDP and to continue to ensure that APC continues to preside all over Nigeria. We have quite a number of other leaders who have come. We have quite a number of other leaders who have come. In fact, once you have joined the APC, all your sins are forgiven, he had said, with the latest being the defection of the discredited former Minister of Aviation FEMI KAYODE to APC. Correspondence catalogues a number of politicians with corruption cases, gradually forming a new gang in the APC. So here is the rogues list. Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State. In November 2020, David Umahi, Ebonyi State Governor, formally defected from PDP to APC alongside members of his cabinet with the claim that the Southeast geopolitical zone had suffered injustice from the PDP. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had linked Umahi with an alleged diversion of 400 million naira into private pockets during the 2015 presidential elections through an arms deal. The governor's property had also been sealed before he opted to join the APC and have his sins forgiven. Next up on the rogues list, Senator Godswill Akpabio, former governor of Akwa Ibom State and current minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, also defected from the PDP to the APC in 2018, claiming it was because he discovered that President Buhari was a man of integrity and a nationalist. Meanwhile, there were tons of allegations leveled against Akpabio from when he was Akwa Ibom state governor. Akpabio was accused of diverting over 100 billion naira from the oil-rich state between 2007 and 2015. There have also been allegations of his involvement in 40 million naira fraud in the Niger Delta Development Commission, which is under the supervision of Akpabio's ministry. Stella Udar is the next on the rogues list. On August the 27th, 2021, a former Minister of Aviation, Stella Udar, who recently joined the APC, claimed she had joined the party to change the political narrative in the southeast. Oda, like others, has been under investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for her alleged involvement over a 9.4 billion naira fraud. The allegations include a dubious contract for supply of security equipment to 22 airports across the country. Next up on the rogues list, Orji Uzor Kalu, a former governor of Abia State, Orji Kalu, for 9 years after 9 years of intense legal battle to avoid being convicted for charges of corruption, formally joined the ruling APC in November 2016. Kalu left the Progressive People Alliance for the APC whilst his prosecution for alleged money laundering by the EFCC to the tune of 3.2 billion naira was ongoing. Adebayo Alao Akala. In 2019, a former governor of Oyo State, Adebayo Alao Akala, reportedly defected to the APC from the Action Democratic Party (ADP). The EFCC had leveled accusations of 11.5 billion naira fraud case against Akala, alongside Hosau Agboola, a former Oyo State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, and Femi Babalola, an Ibadan-based businessman. The trio are facing 11 counts bordering on conspiracy, awarding contracts without budgetary provision, obtaining money by false pretenses, acquiring property with money gotten from illegal acts, and concealing its ownership. So on and on it goes. Lieutenant General Azubike Ehijirika, in March 2021, former Chief of Army Staff Azubuike Ehijirika, a retired Lieutenant General, joined the APC. In 2015, the Department of State Services arrested Ehijirika. His arrest was connected to the $2.1 billion arms purchase probe involving former hold on. Its arrest was connected to the $2.1 billion arms purchase probe involving former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki. A source said, "It is true that we picked up the former Chief of Army Staff. He is helping us with the investigation into the arms procurement when he was in service, but it is too early to say when he will be released on bail." The former Chief of Army Staff has denied the allegations. Joshua Dariye, a former governor of Plateau State. So on and on it goes. So the rogues list, anyway, you get the gist. So let's move on quickly, just because of the pressure of time. FANI KAYODE'S sold Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Reno Omokri opens up. Former presidential aide Reno Omokri has reacted to recent defection of former Aviation Minister FANI KAYODE to the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). Omokri lampooned FFK, stating that he sold Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB), and Sunday Igboho, leader of Yoruba Nation Pro-Secession Group, for 30 pieces of silver. Omokri likened him to the biblical Judas Iscariot. He wrote, "You say you are a friend of Sunday Igboho, you call him your brother. You called Nnamdi Kanu your brother and friend, and one of the most courageous persons you know. You see what this demon in human flesh is doing to these freedom fighters, yet you do this. It makes me suspicious. How can these two people who were close to you and who confided in you ended up in Buhari's trap and then you joined his party? This looks like 30 pieces of silver. At this point, I would very much hate to be your friend or brother. So 30 pieces of silver or $30 million. Take your pick. But we all know Femi Fani Kayode. And if you don't know Femi Fani Kayode, here is an account of somebody that certainly does know him. A thief is never ashamed. A thief is never ashamed. Fani Kayode's ex-wife Precious throws heavy shade after he joins APC. Estranged wife of former aviation minister Femi Fani Kayode, Precious Chikwendu, has dropped a heavy shade hours after he joined the All Progressive Congress. Correspondents reported that the former minister officially had dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the ruling APC. Fani Kayode, whose move to the APC did not come as a surprise to many, met with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa on Thursday. He was brought to the villa by the chairman, caretaker committee of the APC, and governor of Yobe State, Mia Malabuni. According to the former minister, he was led. Sorry. Okay. According to the former minister, he was led by the Spirit of God. So the Spirit of God now it comes in an American greenback. So an American almighty dollar, they call it. So I think maybe that is what it means. According to the former minister, he was led by the Spirit of God in his decision and that he joined the APC to help for the unity of the country. He revealed that he was instrumental to the exit of 3 PDP governors to APC. Hours after news of his defection made the rounds, Precious took to her Insta stories to recall the advice her father gave her when she was just a little girl. According to her, he told her that a good name is better than riches and a thief is never ashamed because his actions are always against his kinsman. Yeah, read the post. My father always told me that chi nwam ezigbo afa ka ego, a good name is better than riches. Truly, it is efele idi gi eme onye ori obu. And it goes on to write some Igbo stuff. But you get the gist. The wife points pointedly in his direction. So, what is his name? Fani Kayode says boastfully that he has facilitated the crossing of the carpet of 3 sitting APC governors. So one of them claps back. Fani Kayode, a liar for claiming he facilitated my defection to APC. Dave Umahi speaks. Governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, has described a former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani Kayode, as a liar for saying he was instrumental in Umahi's, defection from the PDP to the ruling APC. Umahi denied Fani Kayode's claims on Friday when he appeared on Channels Television. Fani Kayode, a staunch critic of President Muhammadu Buhari and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), had on Thursday announced his defection to the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), a party he vowed he would never be found dead in. Fani Kayode, who was presented to President Buhari at the Aso Rock Villa after his defection, had stated he was instrumental to the defection of a number of governors from the PDP, including Umahi, to the APC. But Umahi said this was a lie. But then, of course, well, I mean, no surprises there. A notorious and a pathological liar. This is what Fani Kayode is. A fraud in its totality. I don't have to tell you that Fani Kayode is a fraud. His actions itself demonstrate that Fani Kayode is a fraud. Vin, I see you. Charlie Boy, I see you. James, I see you. UK, I see you. Uh, so before I come to you, Vin, let's just take another insight from our citizen reporter present at the what's it called, at the Million Man
One
March.
million match.
Yes, let's take an update from our citizen reporter. Adale Koko, over to you.
We do better nation. We do better nation. Please, I need your attention for 30 seconds. Please don't take any of our signs home. God bless you for coming yesterday, today. The protest, the rally, 1 million freedom man mega rally continues tomorrow. Please invite people. If you cannot come tomorrow, next, please invite people to come on weekend. We are here till the 24th. Especially 2021 and 24th. Joe Biden is going to make a speech. Terrorist Buhari is going to make a speech.
So, Vin, in case you might not have picked it up, the person holding the Tennessee Support Yoruba Nation Now banner, that is our very own Ajanle Koko. So, Ajanle Koko, we see you. So, more to come from Ajanle Koko, but next, first to you, Vin. Good to see you, Vin. Igboho now saying, just give me a moment to settle my own affairs, and please don't go around chanting my name, because the way it is resonating is not helping my case. And please stop wheeling my mother out in public. She is not part of this. So what are you making of what we're hearing from Igboho's council?
I believe that Igboho is very, very right, to decide how, he does his things. I don't believe that people, have the audacity or the right to tell Igboho this is how you do it. He started the whole thing, and he's gathering support from his own people. I would love the supporters, the numerous supporters, to just allow him get off the hook of this issue he's going through in Benin Republic. Then after that, he will now see how to run this affair, because I don't think that Igboho will just get off the struggle at this time, because he has already got in there a mass of supporters that will at least be behind him, massive of them, that will be behind him to push the struggle forward. And for the mother, for those people that are going to the village, to the hinterlands, to bring out his mother, I am disappointed in those.
Can you just imagine anything more crass and it's just vulgar? It's just greedy. It's just nasty. You've heard Igboho. I mean, he can speak some English, but he can barely articulate himself. So you imagine that his mother will have no literacy at all. Igboho is a man of a certain age, so his mother older somewhat. She's in the rural areas, just living her life, but then she's worried about her son. And then they go and tell her, it is for your son, it is for your son. Then they wheel her out in front of the cameras and just use her as clickbait. I mean, just how low can you go?
I don't support such nonsense. I call it is utterly nonsensical for people to engage in such thing. The old woman is at home resting. Does it mean that the woman she also listen to news? She knows what is happening, but for all this time she hasn't come out to speak. Something is making the woman not to speak. So she is praying for his son to come out, peacefully and safely. Not for them to go down there digging up the woman from the village is nonsensical to me, and it must not be encouraged. I condemn it with the strongest term, and the people that did this, shame on them.
You know what they will be doing? They'll be promising her that this will aid the release of your son, and then they'll bring her out and make her put up a performance in front of the cameras and say, look, oh, his elderly mother, oh, she cannot eat, oh, she cries herself. People are just hard. They just exploit everything. Are you just generally then in support of Igboho's tonality that essentially asking them to keep his name out of the papers because that is not aiding his cause to get himself out of the clutches of the Beninese authorities? So
You
how are you
see,
reading that? Should he
you
be
see,
saying that, or is it just something necessary for where he finds himself?
Igboho, one man, Igboho is a man, he is an adult. He can take his decision. He is, allowed to take his own decision, whichever choice, he has made for himself. I stand by it. I wouldn't want anybody, to drag him into, you see what Nigeria is doing now. And don't be surprised that these people that are doing this thing might not be from Igboho, Igboho's, caucus. They might not be them. It might be people using them now to, increase the tension on the land and whip up sentiments that people will now go on a destructive, mood. And they will use it now against Igboho. So I know Nigeria, and that is what they know how to do best. Okay, so for me, for Igboho now to say this, he is a man, he is an adult, he can take decisions by himself, whichever decision he has taken, either to lie low, allow this, case in Benin and the one in Nigeria to, roll itself out. I support him. I support him totally.
Because that would be the expedient thing to do. I mean, it will actually be foolish to steal from Benin Republic, be screaming and shouting that Yoruba nation now, Yoruba nation now. And that would be the advice that his lawyers will be giving him. And that advice will be the feedback that the lawyers is getting from the authorities in the Benin Republic to say that quieting your clients down and just keep him out of the news so that we can just fade this thing away. Yeah.
They did it, they did it. Do you know that they did most of the atrocity that is happening in the Southeast as we speak right now might not be from the IPOB. If you look at the jailbreak in Imo State, according to I know that government house, and I know the army the 32 brigade Obinze, very close to that Douglas house. There are massive CCTV cameras, HD CCTV cameras that can pick even a pin on the ground. Why are they not releasing the CCTV cameras so that we will know the people that did those things? You understand? You see, these are some of the things when they look at. You see, that is what we call proxy. If I want to get to you, I might not get to you. I will use proxies to get to you. You understand? That is, we do it in the military, even in Liberia. If I tell you what happened in Liberia, if you know about what they call Liberia Peace Council, LPC, headed by George Bawley, it was funded exclusively by ECOMOG. And who are the ECOMOG there? Nigerians. They use those guys that time to fight these people because they know the ground. So whatever thing they were doing that time, I know Nigeria can do anything. They can go at any land to do anything, at least to find a way, means and ways to tag you to it and nail you. That is what I know, and that is what they can do. And I believe that is what they want to do to Igboho. Being a very intelligent person, he has seen the light, and he is cautioning his supporters to just lie low, so that they will not increase the tension on the land. They will not say, oh, you see the person, look at what his supporters are doing. This is what he's saying. This is what the supporters are doing. They just want to tag him, rope him in, and nail him. And he is very, very sensible. He is very, very brilliant. He's done the best thing. For me, he has done the best thing. But the decision is entirely his.
Okay. All right. Talking about lying low, Vin, just how low can you go? Femi Adesina, he is now conjuring up the echoes of Biafra to do Rankadede to Buhari even more. He says Buhari was at the fore of onslaught against Igbos during the Biafra war, did not take a day off. So he was saying that people were cautioning Buhari that really going to Imo State. It will be to poke at the honest nest, you know. But he was saying that they don't know this man, that is a chest puffed out sort of a character, and he re-echoes those days of Biafra now, boasting about how Buhari did not take a day off in 30 months as he continued to savage in the eastern space. Crass and vulgar, but then that is Femi Adesina, Vin.
Yeah, that is absolute vulgar. Femi Adesina, if an appointee of the president will come out to tell people that have been murdered, slaughtered, their body parts dismembered in Benue State, and told them that go home and live, you know, with your, if you not give your land, then what will it benefit you to stay in the land and die for it? Is it not better that you give it out for something? You know, these are some, this man has no, he has no respect for me. I don't regard most of his statements. He speaks like a fool, and a fool he is. He is speaking to please his masters. That is what he's doing.
Yeah, but at what cost, though? At the cost of conjuring up the images of, you know, that the genocide is using genocide to lick boots, to kiss ass. I mean, how low
when
can
I joined, when in the military during the training, then Biafra, the Nigerian Civil War, was a no-go topic. People, you know, it was very sensitive issue when you discuss such, you know, thing in the military. Nobody wants to talk about those things in the military so that it would not raise, you know, some sort of you know, anger in some certain quarters. There are ways you know, they speak about it, you know. For him now to come out, you know, saying all manner of things concerning he's opening the wounds of the past. You understand? Okay, now the man that is talking about that never took a day off, why is he now staying hands and taking so many years off to tackle Boko Haram? Why is he taking a day off in tackling the banditry in the north, entire north? Why is he taking a year, 1 year, 2 years off now in tackling the armed Fulani herdsmen that is ravaging, spreading to the south? Why is he not fighting like that same general that fought 30 days? 30 months, right? How many days? That fought the Civil War.
You know, 30 months. But it's just, I've been watching this Femi Adesina, and he's getting increasingly desperate in his attempts to do Rankadede. I think there might well be internal squabblings within that Aso Rock space. So he's having to go to increasing lengths and more alarming spaces to show his loyalty to Buhari and his clansmen. So, but where is this cutoff point is where I'm trying to find for this Femi Adesina. He's thrown the Yoruba people under the bus severally. He's thrown the Igbo people under the bus severally. He's now conjuring up images of a genocidal war, all in the attempt to show his fieldom and loyalty to some Fulani man. How low can he go?
What the idiot? Forgive me for this language.
He's an idiot, though, isn't he?
Yes, must be made to understand that over 3 million people died, not just by bullets, but through starvation. The blockade that was issued that time. You see, he should remember also that war has never been forgotten in the hearts of the Igbos, the mostly affected people. He should also know that in that war, the Igbos lost so many things just because they said, we want to go back to, you know, to true federalism. He should also be made to understand that wounds of that war, so many resources was lost. The 3 R's that were used to appease these particular people were not observed till today as we speak. But you can see how hurriedly they signed into law the Northern Development Fund and pass it into law in the National Assembly. But since 1970, when the war, ended, nobody has ever revisited the 3 R's. Until today, they are still, nursing that wound that was caused by that bitter war. He should be the last person, if this man is a good man or someone that has good heart, he should be the last person that should be making these utterances. Considering the office he is holding, he's occupying there.
It's almost mocking. It's almost mocking. This is really what seems to jar my senses the most. It's almost mocking in his tone. So when he's conjuring up images of the Civil War, he knows immediately that he's alienating the entirety of the Southeast. He knows just from that statement, conjuring up images of the Civil War to eulogize and idolize and give Buhari. If he's doing that, then he alienates the Southeast completely, just with that statement. The Southwest, nobody in Yoruba land hates this guy. We all see him as an idiot and an Afoja element. So he's alienating the Southeast. The Southwest has no regard for him, and we've sacrificed him away. We've cut him loose. So who is then the audience that is playing this to? He's playing this essentially to a northern audience, isn't he? So they call him an Afoja, and is acting like an Erumala, like as a the guy is an idiot.
He has no control. He has no moral, one man. Femi Adesina has no moral left in him, and I'm wondering, how his family would, be sitting and watching him, spew all this, rascality in the air. You see, so that is, I'm wondering what the wife is thinking, how he, the family in general, is, looking at.
Don't worry. When the dollar is coming in steady, don't deal with it.
But there must be a level of decency in the family, because one person cannot just rub the whole family in the mud. The Southwest has, pushed him off, and he is now finding that because of his in-lawship with the Igbos, which has gone to the town right now, he will looking for people that he can, gather. So these are some of. I'm mistaking him with FANI FFK. So
let's actually go there, because I was just about to take you there. So you're talking about rubbing your family name in the mud. Oftentimes I come on this platform and call this Fani Kayode a prostitute, and people will say that that's just too extreme language. But he himself calls himself a prostitute now. I will die before I go to APC is what he says. He will go, even you learn new words as Fani Kayode attacks Buhari, calling him all manners of words and names that you've heard of, I've never heard of before. Ethnic jingoist, tribalist, just a savage, all of these things. And suddenly, he crosses over and he says he understood Buhari is a good man. This guy, his own wife is calling him a thief, and Ade Umahi is calling him a liar. But then, of course, this is Fani Kayode. What am I making
for a long, long time, one man. I listened to his interview by Shehu, is it Shehu Okimboloye or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
the one thing that anybody should always pray for, both for themselves and their children, is the gift of articulation. You understand? If you are able to articulate and you have a fairly decent brain, there is no situation you can get into that. And when this guy was talking, he almost convinced even me, and he was beaming and using big grammar to confuse that Chenwo Kimbaloye, and I was thinking, God.
He said, never in my life. Never in my life. I watched that clip this morning. I shook my head. I say, that people, integrity is something that anybody must fight to uphold. If you lost your integrity, you are as good as, sawdust. You see, this is what he has lost. Nobody takes him seriously anymore. No, even where he has gone into now to seek refuge. You see,
they will just use him and dump him. You know, it's not like
these
people are going to trust him now. He was with them, he crossed over, and they could have arrested him for some of the things that he was saying. You know, very insightful, hateful.
They want to use him. They want to use him
now, so they are going to trust him, or
they will use him
for a moment and then toss him aside. You know,
they will do him what octopus does to other. They will engulf him, suck all the fluids in him, and throw him away. You will see in the next 2-3 years, if God gives us life, you will see what the language FEMI FFK will be singing again. In the song or the language will be singing again. That is what I assure you. I know these people, once they find it, these are the people that they have recruited to disintegrate the old southern Nigeria. These are the people. These people are the people that they are going to use to disintegrate us.
These people are very clever. These people are very clever. FANI KAYODE, he was championing. Look, maybe this is a guy that went to Nnamdi Kanu in his homeland and raised his hand that this is my brother. They eat together, they dine together, they publicize together, and they march together. He says, because he has that personality to drive that sort of thing. You know, my brother, we will die together. You're a champion, you're a hero, you know. And then this is
you have made Igbos proud.
Yes, this is a guy that went to Sunday Igboho's house and lifted his hands up and said, you are a superhero, this, that, and the other. And just 10 minutes later, we're seeing him in pictures with Mia Malabuni, and another 2 seconds later, is Buhari is patting him on the head, calling him a boy.
Can I say something?
Ashawupa.
One man.
Yeah, sorry, come in. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let me just use one word for that FFK. He's a scavenger.
Vulture.
Scavenger.
Where Kakas is, that's where he flew.
I was going to ask if he has lost all credibility, but I'm not really sure that he ever had credibility in the first place. But this now has to be his last political move, because he cannot then see the light again if PDP wins power in 2023 and say that he's crossing back to PDP because he has now seen it. But then he will probably do it and they'll probably welcome him. That's the tragedy of it all.
You see, the Nigerian system, the Nigerian political system, it's a system that has been, badly corrupted, that they have lost all sense of, morality in them. They don't even know what morality is as we speak. Anything can happen. These are people that are in there to loot, to steal, to kill. That is the kind of politicians you have in Nigeria. And the one man I was discussing with one of my friends in Ghana here, he told me that Nigerians deserve the kind of leaders they have in their place. And that is true. You see, so many people now will be following the same man. This man that has lost all sense of morality, integrity in him, if he had any before, you will see a lot of people following him because he is now singing their song. They will be following him. For me, that man has never been a model for me to follow.
And you know why they've brought him in? They've brought him in to disrupt that Yoruba push for the APC ticket, because they are going to use him against Tinubu. And like I said, he has the personality and the articulation, and he can be quite acerbic in his remarks. He can be quite cutting. The way he speaks and the command of language that he has, he can reach some like a acerbic quip, just cut you to the bone. So that is what they bought him for. But Avin, thank you. Let me go quickly to Charles, who has to leave us for work soon. Okay. So Charles, Charles, to you. Yes. But before I come to you, Charles, another snippet from our correspondent at large, our war correspondent Ajanle Koko, who continues now to report from the field. Ajanle Koko again.
Yoruba land and all over cyberspace. So right now, I have with me my brother, Ale and Maru. We are here together. I just want to let you know that I'm present here, I'm participating, and we are making history here. So one man, thank you for your platform. Thank everybody. God bless you. Ale and Maru would like to talk too.
Yes, I'll give it to you quickly because I'm in the middle of something. It's, yeah, no, if you take it now, basically, was
Yoruba nation, all agitators, Ajibobo presenters, I'm the president of Yoruba diaspora. Bẹ́ẹ̀ pé àwa náà àṣẹ náà gbéga wọ̀ pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn bàbá wa Bánjí Akíntóyè pólítìkì tí wọ́n wà ní ọ̀dà àsíá kan àdìsí ṣe lẹ́tọ̀ díẹ̀ tí òun kọ̀ wọ́dà wọ́n lè mú kọ́ ọmọ
another basic is for sugar.
Subscribe, share, like,
God bless them.
And there you are. That is our. Oh, was I on? I thought I took myself off the screen.
No.
You didn't hear my telephone call, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh gosh. Huh? Oh gosh, that was my local. I'm trying to have something done, and I need the local council's approval. So I sent them an application. They are trying to send me an email, but then you know they didn't. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd come off the screen, but that was Ajale Koko reporting from the front.
Yes.
So now to you. Oh, that's rather. I wasn't intending to do that. You know, I thought I came off the screen. So to you now, Charles, the Sunday Igboho space, what are you making of that storyline? Sunday Igboho asking that people let him step off the stage for a moment to take care of private matters. Is that fair enough, or what are you making of it, Charles?
Fair enough. He got life. He probably needs to take care of his family that was kidnapped or killed by the Nigerian government. He makes sure they're safe.
All right. Okay. And to Femi Adesina, who is talking smack about the genocide that took place with the first Biafran, well, with the Biafran War, really, he's conjuring up that image to fun at Buhari and Duran Kadede. What are you making of that?
That guy's an idiot. You see, he's the example why. Here's the reason why Igbo don't be in Nigeria. Here's the reason. He's showing the true image why Igbo shouldn't be in Nigeria. They don't like us. He's showing the true image. Why would you say that? If you want to be in if you champion for one Nigeria, then why are you saying hate to the Igbo if you champion for one Nigeria? That doesn't make sense. How you can champion for one Nigeria but you hate that tribe for no reason? That's stupid. That's an idiot. You're making IPOP thing more popular. I like him. Keep saying it. You're making Biafra more popular. Watch. If you keep saying that you're gonna fail, you can keep talking. You're making Biafra more popular.
And FANI KAYODE crossing carpet from the PDP to the APC. I'm not sure if you know him or if you have thoughts. No, all right. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Charles. You have to head off to work, dear.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hopefully, we'll see you later on in the day. Oh, there you go. He's had to rush out. So that was Charles. So thank you, Charles. So we'll come to you next, UK. But before we come to you, UK, yet another snippet from our war correspondent. You know him as Ajanle Koko. So here is Ajanle Koko now. You might not fully get the full flavor of this UK because a lot of it in Yoruba language. But okay, let me go to this one. Yeah.
This is Ajanle Koko reporting. We are in front of United Nations. This is United Nations building. And we have our people, the Ninas, the Yorubas, and all the Ninas, the indigenous nations in Nigeria, demonstrating in front of United Nations. They are making loud noise. President Biden is here. We are here. We are showing to the whole world that Nigeria, the administration we have in Nigeria, is an administration that is supporting terrorism. The herdsmen have been described as terrorists by international community. This is our people demonstrating in front of
and there it is, UK, our citizen reporter at large, Ajanle Koko, reporting from the war front. So, UK, Sunday Igboho, what are you making of that space?
Okay, one man, good morning. Ajay Koko, good morning. Vin, good morning. Well, I want to use this opportunity to commend Ajay Koko for, being there at least to give us a little report. Even for me, I didn't really feel good about it because I'm even closer to Ajay Koko. But just that on May, I signed where I work. I signed like a straight 1 month straight, to work. So that is why I couldn't make it because on
work
May,
commitments,
I took about 6 weeks from work. So this month, so somebody who worked for me for that May, so I have to work for him, so there's nothing to negotiate, since they helped me, So I want to commend Ajay Koko, for taking his time. God will bless Ajay Koko. God will bless his family, and God will replenish him. God will see him through, and God will empower him more,
You know what they call that on the streets of Owerri, UK? They call it Toknandu. That's Toknandu.
Yeah, talk
You
and do.
see? He
Yeah,
comes
talk
here
and do.
and he blows these heavy words.
Yeah,
But then, of course, he's matched it with action. So you can't criticize him. He's matched his words with action.
Yeah, I wish I was able to go. I think I would have catch up with him. But the one they're gonna do in DC here, nothing will stop. Even if I will even pay somebody to come and do my job, I can pay the person and rush down so that because I like this report. We are here, then we have somebody going there to come and relate what is going on. So I think this is giving a boost for this platform. We are talk and do. This one we see it, and the person is also reporting for us.
Nobody can call us just noisemakers anymore.
This platform is even more than that NTA channel and Arise joined together. This is the running platform for Nigerians, all in diaspora.
All right. Just before I move you to onto the talking points, let's just still stay within that Ajanle Koko space. So you've seen the Ajanle Koko example. That essentially was a citizen reporter sort of like a thing that Ajanle Koko did. So all he did was he was intending to attend the space, and he thought, okay, I interact with this platform, so let me just do some reportage and send it in, and then have it shared with people that compare, So everybody can do that. You all have smartphones. So if you're at an event, I'm not saying your wedding or your birthday, good luck with all of that, but that's not where my interest is. But if you're at something that you feel the platform will benefit from, and it's something that we should be aware of, just take a little clip of it. That's why I always put up my Instagram thing. Pop it to me on Instagram, and I will just bring it up on the platform so that we can have a conversation around it. So, good example by Ajanle Koko. So now back to the narrative, UK. Sunday Igboho asking to step out of the limelight for a moment to take care of personal affairs. Fair enough, or what are your thoughts?
Well, it's fair enough because Sunday will have gone through a lot. The reason being that, for him, it's like the whole Yoruba nation is on his shoulder. You know, we see what he passed through. We see what, I mean, within a space of time, not even, this is not even up to like 6 months. You know, the man have gone a lot, and he has have a lot of destruction, murders in his home, you know, with this court case, you know. So I won't blame him. I mean, let him just, you know, chill. You know, people should give him his privacy and his space. Even people should not be going to worry his mom down
Imagine
here.
that.
You know, I
That
mean,
rather
I mean,
that upset me,
do they
you
want
know.
to kill the woman? Do they want to kill the woman? You can't be going there to, you know, pressurizing the woman to do what she's not supposed to do. You know, so I still pray for Sunday, but God will protect him, God will guide him, and God will, you know, bless his family, because I know it's not easy, you know, for him
He also
carrying.
he also said he doesn't have an official spokesperson, and the only comments that you'll be hearing from him will be through his counsel, which is his lawyer. And of course, I'm sure you're aware Koiki that parades himself as a Igboho's spokesperson. So, do you think now that is a jibe in that direction? Do you think they've fallen out with each other? Why would you think he has felt the need to make that statement that nobody speaks on his behalf apart from his lawyers?
Yeah, because he feel like betrayed, you know.
I think
Because
so too.
yeah, I mean that's the way. Because you know, ever since he has that key of a person, at least if something happened to a man, at least you have to, wherever place you are, you have to try to come and see him. You know, I mean that's to show that you got the person back. You know, but you staying in London, saying all those things, you know, though I mean it counts, but sometimes it's good to come in person. You know, to see, okay, I want to see this person.
To be fair, he had to escape for his own life as well. I'm sure that's quick because
Okay,
you know
yes,
they
okay,
yeah
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Well, for me, people should give Sunday Igboho a little time. I mean, let him just take time off to cool off. You know, I know the race is, you know, pursuing. I mean, it's a just cause race. So, uh, what I believe that for the fact is a good race, the reward must surely come. That's what I want to say. You know, may God bless Sunday Igboho.
Okay, and Femi Adesina conjuring up the memories of the Biafra genocide as a sycophantic, you know, Ranka Dede bootlicking to his
Okay.
Fulani master. How low
Yeah.
can this guy go?
Yeah, that one, we call them scavengers. We call them Boko Haram. We call them obedient fool. We call them unity beggars. So just all these names that I'm calling is what they call, that is what I'm referring him to. Because that one, he's like a bat, you know. He doesn't belong to the ground. He doesn't belong to up. He's always in between. So somebody that behave like a bat now, we don't know if it's a mammal or if it's a bird. So, you know, that one, I mean, he doesn't have any hope for anything because he's always in between. You know, nobody knows him. Even as he's even going to that party, you know, they will just use him, you know, within a space of time, then they will kick him out, you know.
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's FANI KAYODE. I was talking about Femi Adesina.
Okay. Femi Adesina, okay. Femi Adesina, I mean, you know, all that nonsense piece is just making it for him to bring disunity between Igbo and Yoruba, you know, because some of these Igbos who are illiterate might start saying, look at this man talking now. Then he will start saying about, but I just want to tell all the Biafrans, I mean, that man is just speaking for himself. He's not
Yes.
speaking for
I don't
Yoruba.
think anybody,
Yes.
even the Igbos, they see him as a is because I'm not sure even if it's not the Yorubas that detest that guy the most. There's nothing that commends or recommends him. It's just a low form of it's pond life. They call
Yeah,
people like that pond life. It's just like a sewage sort of a
You know,
person.
one man, you see, I wonder where that man will retire to, whether he will live in the north or he will come to Yoruba land. I wonder where, with all the things that he has done, using his office at the presidency, I wonder where he will retire to. God bless you.
Everybody retires to Abuja now. They will all seek political asylum. They're all asylum seekers in Buhari. A lot of them. Opus Dema, he will go and seek political asylum in the Joe Igbokwe, Femi Fani-Kayode, they will all end up in Abuja because where else can they go? But to Femi Fani-Kayode, you were already speaking to that space. Even his wife, precious CHIKWENDU, UK, she's calling him a thief. And even Dave Umahi, as lowly as he is, he's calling him a liar. We on this platform often call him a prostitute. And here he is again prostituting himself. Fani Kayode, are you surprised, UK?
I'm not surprised because he already displayed himself and his character, his attitude, his behavior, whatever thing you will call to characterize him, that's what it is. Because people don't just speak. People see many things, many signs before they will even start talking about person. So for the fact a lot of people already say a whole lot about him, that's what he is. I mean, he can't change it, and nobody can change it. That's what he is. So that's what I would say about him. I mean, going there, I think I will even say because maybe he hasn't gotten any contract now since this Baba enter. So he will be looking one way to put himself to get that contract now because for they are scavenger. Because some of them they don't have their own personal job or business, so they just rely on that that money from the government. So for the fact the money is not coming in now, he has to make a move, even if he will blackmail people to get what he wants. He doesn't care about it. All we talk about the dollar now. Now you see the dollar exchange going up. So he said, no, I'm not gonna miss this one. Let me follow them. So
UK, Reno Omokri makes an interesting point in that space. He is insisting, or at the very least suggesting, that Fani Kayode might well have sold Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu as part of the package for the dollars that he collected from Buhari and Malabuni. This is what Reno Omokri is saying. He wrote, you say you are a friend of Sunday Igboho, you called him your brother. You called Nnamdi Kanu your brother and friend, and one of the most courageous persons you know. You see what this demon in human flesh is doing to these freedom fighters, yet you do this. It makes me suspicious. How can these two people who were close to you and who confided in you end up in Buhari's trap and then you join his party? So he's actually saying that this might well, just from that, he's suggesting that this might well be just more than just some greedy man chasing dollars, prostituting himself from political party to political party. What Reno Omokri is suggesting is that as part of the package for his payoff, Femi Fani-Kayode actually sold Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu to Buhari. Is that stretching it a bit, or is that something that is worth reflecting on? What are you making of what Reno is suggesting?
Well, to me, I want to, because when we are going through the people that have crossed from PDP to APC, all of them, they have some allegations, strong allegations that involve a whole lot of corruption. So we don't know what is going back door. These Fulani people might tell them if they don't cross, that all of them will go to jail. Because these people they will want to bring all those Southerners to their party in order to confuse people that there are so many Southerners. Maybe their game is if they win, then they will give some Southerners some little posts so that people will not be talking that it's only Fulani. You see, so I think based on the corruption they have over them, as you guys said, that anybody who goes to APC, all his sin has been forgiven. So there are so many things that tie about that one. But for Reynolds saying that, it could be true. It could not be true. So that's my own opinion on that. Hello?
Sorry, yes. Thank you, UK. Yeah, stay with us. Let's go next to a new name now to the platform. We always like to take on new names, so always glad to hear new names. Thank God, are you there? Thank God, Jonah. You have to unmute yourself. Did I mute you? Oh, yes. Are you there? Thank God, Jonah. Thank God, with the hear where you they talk. Also, I don't know. Just be careful what you say. You are on live now. Thank God. Look at that. Thank God. I'm going to have to move on. If
go up, leave. You don't need no working. You want me to tell form and make a come back, no problem. That's what I tell you knows.
Okay. You see, this is the thing I always say. I'm just fearful that one of these days we'll hear something that we're not meant to hear. So unfortunately, we're not able to hear from Thank God. So now we go to the man of the moment. Yes, you know,
that's
eh? You know, if I'm going to him,
yes,
as I've
yes,
gone to him now, he could be doing virtually anything or saying virtually anything.
yes,
You know,
exactly,
that's
exactly.
the
You're
thing.
right. You're right, bro.
Yes. So let's now go to the man of the moment, Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko, are you there?
I'm here, one man. How are you?
I'm good. So let me bring you in properly. The man of the moment, our war correspondent, the reporter at large for One Man Went to Mo Ajale Koko. Here he is now putting the world to rights.
Bàbá mi Ajale Koko láti state Tennessee ni wọ́n ti wá sí kìíní kí ló gbé wá gbọ́ngàn tẹ́kí wọn ní jọ́nì rẹ̀.
Demonstration fún Nina's 1 million man march
ló pe yín wá síbi kí ni ìdí gan tó fi wá pé ẹ fi ilé yín sílẹ̀ ẹ fi iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ ẹ fi gbogbo sílẹ̀ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ nítorí
nítorí àjà tó òmìnira Yorùbá nation fẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ká nílùú tiwa so that ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ wa wá rí ìtọ́jú bá àwọn ọmọ pé wọ́n á lè lọ síbẹ̀ wọ́n á lè yọ ọmọ ajá wọ́n á lè lọ síbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀kan balẹ̀ láì bẹ̀rù kankan pé ẹnìkan máa pa wọ́n àbí Fúlàní kan pọ̀ àwọn wọ́n á lè lọ jáde iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ wọ́n á lè ṣe ìwọ́n tó dáa fún ìlú.
All right, that was just a short flavor of our war correspondent Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, good to have you. So to you, do you want to speak just briefly first? I know you've spoken already on it, but for the benefit of people who have not heard your experience at the Nina's rally, just a brief, just a recap of how it went, Ajanle Koko.
Well, good morning, everybody on the platform. Maybe you are afternoon or evening time, wherever you are. We are in the morning in the United States. The rally went well. The rally went well. It was a successful rally. And although people did not turn out in large number as expected, in thousands or million as we thought it's going to be. But those of us that are there, many people came from outside state of New York. Some came as far as from California. Some came from North Carolina. Some came from different states of United States. And one of them was me that was there. So my journey by flight to there is 2.5 hours by flight. If I had gone by public transport, it would have taken me like 16 to 18 hours to get there. If I have driven there by my personal vehicle, it would have taken me like 14 hours. So people that came, we have to commend them for, living, out of their tight schedule, coming there to
participate in that 1 million man march called by Ninas. People did their best. They sacrificed everything just for one thing, that we are fighting for freedom of our homeland. I was there for 2 days, so some other people. So it was successful. What we wanted to achieve was achieved. We were right in front of United Nations, and we make the loudest noise as much as we could. And some of the officials even came to us. One of them, I spoke with one of them, and I let them know why we were there. I let her know why we were there. And she told me that what we are doing is the right thing. That they have been watching us right from inside the building since the morning when we were, since the morning that we started the rally in front of their building. Is that they have been watching us and they have been wondering, who are these people? So I explained everything to her, that this is why we were there. And she said, and I let her know that we have already written, that Nina's already written, filed a petition with United Nations and the International Criminal Court of Justice about genocide going on in Nigeria. So she said, yes, we're on the right path, that there is no petition that comes to United Nations that they won't take a look of it, that they won't do anything about it, that they will surely take a look and try to do something about it. That one of the weapons to send the message home that we are serious about what we are doing is the rally that we are doing now. He said the rally has called attention to everybody inside our building, that we're on the right path. He said the only thing that we should not embark upon is violence. He said we should not go violent. We should not harass anybody. We should not. He said if we don't do that, he said we are on the right path. So that gave me hope that more hope that what we are doing definitely we shall get to the promised land. We shall achieve the ultimate goal of having our own nation. We just have to show commitment. Everybody, all Nigerians, Yorubas, Igbos, all of us that are really interested in having our own nation should try as much as possible to sacrifice some time. When they call for rally, one day is now, a lot of us have been living in the United States for over 20 years, for many years. One day job, one day money that we are going to lose wouldn't harm us or affect us that much. So I would just advise us that we should look out for anytime they're calling for another rally. We should try to be there, because the larger number we are in any rally, the more attention it calls from people around there and for media around the world. So I thank God that the Punch newspaper, carried the rally on their front page. That was on Wednesday, so it was on the front page of Punch newspaper. So it was a successful rally. Many people, as we expected, did not turn up, but those of us that were there in 100, we did what was expected of us, and we did it very well. So
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajali Coco. Well done, and well done from Alexander as well, who super chats exactly that. I am very proud of Ajanle Coco, a man of his words. Splendid. So well done, Ajanle Coco, and a full montage of Ajanle Coco's experience at the Million Man March has been posted on the platform. So if you want to see the fullness of it, just go to the platform and you see the excellent work that Ajanle Coco did. So from your excellent work to the excellent work of Sunday Igboho, speak to that and also speak to the Femi Adesina as well. I'm just going to take a moment. So speak to those two topics, Ajanle Coco.
Igboho, I'm just hearing that it's like a breaking news to me, saying that he want to step aside for a moment to take care of personal business. Well, yes, we have to commend him that what he has done so far, he has made history for himself and for Yoruba nation. We have to respect his personal interests. He did not say that he's no more part of the struggle. We should just accept it the way he wants to take care of his personal interest right now. He's going through a lot of pressure on him, I believe, from his immediate family. And, sometimes as the leader of the family, when your family, close family members ask for you to do certain things, you have to abide and do it the way they want you to do it. So I believe there's a lot of pressure on him, and the legal struggle is another issue. His economic interest is another issue, because since his house has been destroyed and by the criminal administration that we have in Nigeria, I'm not sure if his personal business that he runs for his economic well-being, I don't think it's been going on well for him. So for the sake of his family and his other interests, I want to agree with him that he should step aside a little bit to take care of his personal interests and family matters. He's just one person, just one of us, and we are still in the struggle. Others like us are still in the struggle, and other people that are really committed. This is an ideology of having our own nation, having our own freedom. So nobody can kill ideology. That's how it is. So we are still committed to it, and we are not going to relent in our efforts in fighting for our homeland. So for him, I don't have anything but just to commend him that yes, he has made history. He has made history for Yoruba people. He has shown to the world that to this criminal that Yorubas are fighter. We are not scared of anything, and we stand by what we believe in, and we will not stop We will not stop fighting. So that's my take on him.
And Femi Adesina, just if you know what he is,
What did he say? I don't.
Well, he was he was speaking to the Buhari visit to Imo State, and he was saying that prior to the visit to Imo State, that he was receiving a lot of messages from people that he tagged well-wishers, asking him to implore Buhari not to go to Imo State because the ESN will be waiting for him. There's this sit at home. The atmosphere will be hostile and there will be a bloodbath. So he was then saying that those people sending those messages, however well intended those messages were, that they were not aware of just exactly the quality of Buhari. That this was the same Buhari that fought the Igbos to a standstill for 30 months during the Biafra War, that he never took a day off until he completely decimated the Igbos, and that having then done that, why would he live in fear of going to a space that he has essentially conquered? So I'm just paraphrasing, but just he was essentially conjuring up the imageries and the memories of the Biafra War to placate and to, be sycophantic to his paymaster, which I thought was in poor taste. But then, of course, I find anything about Femi Adesina in poor taste.
Well, I think I'm glad that he mentioned that they got a report that that place is going to be hostile. It's not a good place to go, and this and that. So they have confirmed it to the world that situation is very bad in that side of the country, and that the people on that side of the country are not interested in him to come to their space. So I'm very glad that they accepted that fact, and that's to tell the whole world that there is trouble, there's problem in Nigeria under the leadership of this man. So they went there. The truth of the matter is that, yes, they took all the military power and everything. They went there for the visit, but the people did not turn out in thousands to welcome him. And that is what really matters. Were they welcomed the way a president was supposed to welcome by the citizen of the country? No. So there's trouble for them, and they're confirming it that, yes, people of Imo State, there's trouble in that side of the country. There was a suggestion for the president not to go. So it has confirmed what IPOB and others are saying, that, yes, these people are not, we don't recognize them. We don't want them as our leader. So Adesina can continue playing his game, and that is what he knows to do. Just saying all sort of nonsense like that. So who listened to them? Nobody listened to them. The people in the East, in Imo State, they still continue. They are stay at home. So the government of Imo State is not in control of the state. It's not in control of the people. The people say sit at home. The people sit at home.
It was just conjuring up memories of Biafra to assuage and to massage the ego of his paymaster. That was just what really that jarred my senses a little bit, because I was just thinking, how low would this guy just go, just to hold on to his job and continue to collect the dollars?
Yeah. So even if you look at the history of Biafra War, what role was Buhari? Did he play a leading role? No, it wasn't. He didn't play. We know those that play a leading role, like Obasanjo and Adekunle and some others, Michael Igboho, I can't remember their name. So they will blow. He was nowhere to be found. So how many wars has Buhari fought before? So it's just by is just by this Nigeria. What did they call it? This a meritorious way of awarding a position to mediocre. So that's what brought him to where he is. So, but additional, those one, we just leave them alone to keep making their dollar. I mean, they are there. The more they speak in defense of their brother, I mean their master, the more money they make. So that is why that is the job they are doing, and that is why this new guy, FANI KAYODE, moved to that party.
Oh
He wants to
yeah,
go and make his dollar too.
I was going to take you there, Ajale Koko. You've been on this platform long enough to hear me describe this guy plentifully as a prostitute.
Yeah.
So now he describes himself as a prostitute, because what more other than prostitution would you use to describe this? This guy that says he should die before he would die before he joins it. Beating his chest, I will die before and here he is. Dollar speaking.
I was shocked when I saw that report that this guy joining APC, and I saw him in a picture with Buhari standing by him, and you see, it just described himself as a very unreliable and very irresponsible person that does not want to be in the position of leadership. He has just destroyed his somebody like me. Before now, I've heard so many people describe me as unreliable or this. So I was thinking that, Yoruba people call Yorubas in PDP all sort of names. So I classify him in that kind of situation, that anybody in PDP, yes, Yoruba, we call him Stuji to Hausa or to the Northerner, and so that's the way, the kind of person I see him before, that people say all sort of things against him, ridiculous statement against him, just because they just don't like him, that being in PDP. But now he has destroyed his political image. He has destroyed, for people like us.
If PDP win in 2023, Ajale Koko, would you be surprised to see this prostitute cross back again, to say, oh, yet I made another mistake, I'm back again?
Oh, yes, he will do it. He will do it. I won't be surprised. He will do it.
And they will welcome him back.
Yes, they will welcome him back. They welcome him back. So, but he has described himself as very irresponsible, unreliable, and a person that cannot be. You can't trust him. You can't trust him by the word of his mouth. You cannot. You cannot believe in anything he says. That is what he has done now. I mean, we have seen what this man has done to that nation. Buhari, I'm saying, is
why do you think they brought FEMI in? Because of course all that money that they paid him, because but getting him to, it's not a cheap man, so they would we're talking tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, to buy him as one of their players. But what role do you think they are wanting him to play to have spent all that money?
Hey, let me tell you, that guy is a chief. If you are looking for a person that I would describe you as a chief propagandist. Look, when that guy hold microphone, start speaking, if you don't have sense in your head, you will think what he's saying is true. I think they want to get him a position of, a communication.
Yes. That's where his strength is, isn't it? Yes, his articulation. That is his strength.
Yeah, he's very good as articulating position for whatever he represents, and he can say it very friendly, and he can say it out and make it flow well in such a way, in such a convincing way. So, but I think that is what they want to use him for. They want to put him in charge of communication, maybe communication director for campaign
He'll
or
certainly
something
do a
like that.
better job than somebody like
Yes.
Rotimi Amechi,
Yes.
who looks half asleep all the time.
Yeah. So that is what I think they hired him for, and I believe millions of dollars has gone into play. And his friend, the governor of Kogi State, one of the most corrupt person in this world, I think he played a role in that regard. You know, he started wooing him when they invited him to settle the problem between the northern farmers that are bringing food to the east. You know, they went on strike at a point when Yoruba nation was at the peak then, that they will not bring food to the south. So Fani Kanode with Yaya Bello were the one that went to broker peace between the northern farmers and the southern trader here. So that was how I think since then they were able to do the permutation and do the money exchange hand to hand, and they were able to bring him into the fold. So it's there for the money.
Yeah, of course.
He might be thinking in his head, what a hell going on. We are. Look,
it'd be interesting to see how potent he will be for the APC, because like we are saying, and what we are saying in this conversation is probably what the majority are saying and think, that this guy has no credibility left. So if he has no credibility left, then all that money that they spent to buy him, they might well have to write it off as a loss. Because this guy will not go on television. If he goes on television and starts to lambast PDP, you just laugh, won't you? That you're just a fool.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he dare not open his mouth now against PDP. It will be attacked by a lot of people. So the communication director position for campaign, I think that is what it's going to do, and it will surely do it well. It will want to destroy PDP. Yeah.
Ajalago, can I just come in? You see, in my opinion, one man, the greatest mistake APC would do is to put him as a let's say communication department, or to head any communication. That is the greatest mistake. He will ruin them, because nothing this man will say that anybody will take seriously, even within the local and international community, because he is a pathological liar, and he has no integrity left in him. There is no morality in him at all. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Vin. So round off your thoughts on Fani Kanode Ajanle Koko, and then we'll round off.
Well, just like Vin just said, yes, he has destroyed his credibility completely. But politicians, let me tell you, even right now, yesterday we were talking about Jonathan. Jonathan might cross. You don't want to trust any one of these people. They are people of no integrity. The only thing they know about is how to make money. What can I do to make that money? They see their colleagues. They know how their colleagues inside that powerhouse, how they are making that millions in dollars. So why would they, as person in the same profession with them, outside, will not join them to make that dollars? That is the psychology of this thing. The psychology of this thing is that position we are going for is a position to enrich themselves. So when they don't get to that position and they are outside, they are hungry. And they will do everything to make sure they get inside. And that is why you see for every elective position, they have to kill, they have to maim, they have to do everything to get there.
That's the only industry in Nigeria anyway.
That is
Politics,
the only industry.
you know.
There's nothing you can do. There's no business you want to do in Nigeria, and there's no business you want to do that is profitable. No any business that is profitable in Nigeria now, other than politics. That is, and it's only when you are in the house, you are inside the powerhouse with the ruling party. That is when you can make it, and that is what that guy went for. And it's just unfortunate that we have people like this in power that only think about money for themselves, what they can make for themselves. And that is why our people should think well and see that none of these people, some of us that are still making some permutation, okay, if you have Oshibajo as president, they can do, none of these people can do anything good for that country. They are bird of the same feather and they believe in the same thing. They have the same ideology. Look, if we don't understand what political party means, that means we are deceiving ourselves. It's an organization with the people with the same political ideology for the purpose of collecting governmental power. Political ideology. What is the ideology of APC? Who knows it? Can you tell me the ideology? Or PDP? Look, but one ideology.
Dollar grabbing now. Dollar grabbing is the ideology.
Yes, that is the ideology of the party you have in Nigeria. And that is why I keep saying on this platform that let us not be stupid people to think that you can still manage these people. If you think you can still manage any one of them, then you want to continue to destroy your future. They cannot give you anything good. We have to look for something new. If we don't go for something new, then we don't love. We are just making noise for fun. Something new. Something new entirely. We have to break up that country, get our own nation. If we feel we want to save that country, we want to go for restructuring. It mustn't be, these people cannot do it for us. You have to go for new set of leadership completely that will take us on a new course. And not these people. They have nothing to offer anybody. Look at what they have done to that nation. For the past 20 years or 21 years they've been in power. What have you got? Have you got electricity? Have you got good road? Have you got, educational system, good educational system? Have you got a better health facility? Nothing. Please, my people, we have to start thinking. And that is why we have to stand up with what we believe in. If you believe in Biafra nation, anytime there's a rally, call anywhere, show up and do your part. Yoruba nation, show up and do your part. Let's do our own part and let's push this case. Look, Nigeria is going to die naturally. It is going to collapse. There's no way Nigeria can survive. That one is guaranteed. Economically, it's down. You can see the rate, the speed at which that currency is going down. Look at on Monday.
It's falling by almost 10 naira a day because that's currency space. Just 10 naira a day.
It's falling very fast. So it is going to die naturally. But let us stand up with what we believe in. If you believe in better Nigeria, in whatever way you believe in it, stand up and do your own part. If you don't do your part, oh man, then we are not preparing a better future for our children. I want a better future for my children. I want my children to go to Yoruba land and be proud, walk around freely, take businesses there, do whatever they can do in their own land without fear of anybody. That is why I'm doing this thing. We have seen that country when we are growing up, when the country was good. We enjoy, it's a country that we all have high hope that, yes, in the future, we're going to have a better place, a better country. Let us work hard. Let us go to school. Our father, our parents, they struggle hard to send us to school so that in the future, we can be better off in our country. We will do well in our country. But where are we now? Are we in our country? We are outside in a foreign land. Like, how do I describe it?
Refugees.
Like homeless people. We are like homeless people because you cannot go to your, where is your real home? You can't go there. You are outside. That is what it means. You are homeless. You can't go to your real home. You have studied, you have made money, you have done everything, but you cannot retire back home. So what are you? You are homeless. So that's where we are. So thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So for we round off here, but for reasons of time, I'll just give the one last final word to round off to UK. So UK round things up for us.
Well, Ajanle Koko, yeah, well said. You know, because as we're all talking, well, we don't have any home because it's very rough down there. Because me, I even just imagine people we left behind home. I mean, because even if you look at the burden is still on us because people calling you left and right for money, you know. But that's how Nigeria have put us. So the only way to do is to disintegrate the country so that everybody will go and develop their place. Because if we all develop our place, you know, I mean, we can be the same neighbor. I mean, the good one can come in, the bad one will not come in. So, you know, but for what is going on in Nigeria, I don't think we can stay as a one entity because the situation is really bad. You know, the politicians, they are not helping us. They are just after their pocket and their own interests. So that's all I want to say. Thank you, one man, for this platform. Please, if you have not subscribed, try to subscribe. This is the best platform that you can enjoy anything that is going on in Nigeria. And this is the platform that doesn't tell you how it is. So please try to subscribe, follow, and like the platform. That's all I want to say. Thank you, one man. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. So that was our UK rounding things up for us. So follow us directed by UK and subscribe to the platform, and also to the people following on Facebook. Subscribe too, because we need to get those numbers up to hit a certain threshold. So everybody following on whichever platform, please subscribe or follow or whatever form of followership the platform facilitates for. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.